Hi, I'm Chris Blum. I am one of the ministers here at Bhava, and I also am a sound bowl practitioner. You can learn more about my sound bowls at thespiritedsoul.org. And I'm just going to play a little mini sound bath for everybody today. So if you feel called, close your eyes. Just take a couple nice deep breaths in and I'll get started.
Good morning, good afternoon. Welcome back to our Bhava Sunday broadcast. Here we go again. Happy Sunday. Thank you so much, beautiful Chris Blum, for that gorgeous sound bath. I love having her on and sharing that with us and helping us just anchor into spirit as we move into today's message and discussion and audience Q&A. So thank you so much for coming on. For those of you who are new to the Bhava Spiritual Mission, aren't too familiar with us, we are a digital church. We are here with the goal, the purpose, the passion, and the mission to help everybody who we connect with move from fear to love and bring in this beautiful new earth, this incredible new paradigm that is just juicy and settling in through all the chaos, through all the drama. It's a settling in period, but we are here to help that process along through reaching the hearts of every individual who we come into contact with. My name is Ingrid Turner. I'm the founder of the Bhava Spiritual Mission. I also run our school. So our school is designed to help you ferret down deep into yourself, do the deeper healing work, and discover and hone in on your spiritual gifts, and then take those out into the world on the platform that feels most right and appropriate and in line for you. So today our format is, we just had our sound bath with Chris. Thank you again, Chris. And then we're going to go into today's message. So I'm going to ground us in, and then I'm going to read a message from Spirit. So the way that I tune into Divine Spirit is I talked with my spirit guide. His name is Mons, M-O-N-Z. If you've been following me around for any period of time, you know, you've heard about him. So he's my user-friendly interface with the divine. So I dictate a message from him as clearly as I can, and then I share it with you. And then once I've delivered the message, I'm going to bring on our panel. We have Yvonne Marie and Lou Martin who joined us today to talk about the message from Spirit. Then they're going to give you their expansion on the message. So at the Bhava Spiritual Mission, it's not about the individual, it's about the collective. It's about all of us tuning in and bringing through divine spirit through our lens of perspective, which helps us expand on this message and give us a deeper, richer, more full and meaningful understanding of what divine spirit has for us today, for the energies, for the message, for how to live our life in partnership with spirit. And then we want to encourage you who are joining us today and joining this sacred circle, leave your comments, leave your questions, leave your insights, leave your downloads. You're part of expanding this message today. We want to bring you on into our conversation and help us all expand this message and understand it more deeply and more meaningfully. So thank you so much for that. Once we're done with our panel discussion and we're all feeling complete, I have a couple of announcements, and then we're going to usher us out with music from our beautiful Robin Harp. He's got a little ditty that he did for us that we love to play at the end of it. So thank you so much again for joining us. It's such an honor and a pleasure to be here with you. Thank you. Thank you. So without further ado, I'm going to ground us in, which is just going to take a couple of minutes, and then I'm going to read the message from Spirit, and then we'll move forward from there. So if you're watching, if you're able to, I want you to go ahead and close your eyes and take a few deep breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. Feel your energy pool in your root chakra. Maybe it'll feel warm or tingly. You'll just be aware that it's happening. Take a deep breath in and pull the energy from your root into your heart. Exhale and hold the energy in your heart. Inhale and pull the energy from your heart into your crown. Exhale and hold the energy in your crown. Inhale and pull the energy out of your body. Feel it connect with divine source energy. And with the out breath, pull that energy back into your body and into your heart. Breathe in and hold the energy in your heart. Breathe out and pull the energy down to your root. Breathe in and hold the energy in your root. Breathe out and push the energy down your legs and into your feet. Inhale and hold the energy in your feet. Breathe out and push the energy into the earth. Feel that energy hook in with the earth's core and take a deep breath in and pull it back up towards your feet. Exhale. Inhale and feel the energy hit the soles of your feet and move up your legs and pull again in the root chakra and exhale into your root chakra. All right, I want to encourage you to keep your eyes closed, to open your aura to me, to this message from Spirit, to trust that the energy of the message is going to enter your being and connect and hook in with your whole entire body and energetic sphere. Don't worry too much about remembering every single word that I read here. Trust that what you need to recall will come up for you when you need it. Take a deep breath. If you want to live a life that is full beyond your comprehension, happy to the core of your being, meaningful to the ends of the earth, and impactful out to the stars, let go of every story in your head. Be in presence. Be in full acceptance of this moment and watch with curiosity and intrigue as the moment morphs and expands to suit your own heart. Let go of what you think. Let go of what it should be. Let go of what you've been taught about how the world ought to work and how people ought to act. Watch, see, witness, and the byproduct of this observation will be a world created in your image. One you can play in with delight and non-attachment because you have seen reality shift before your eyes. Without a mental attachment, this becomes simply a part of the experience, and your suffering will be relieved. Painful moments will always be a part of the human experience, but the suffering that accompanies your thoughts about the reality of these painful moments can absolutely be vanquished from your experience. You just need to let be all that is not right now. Release the grip of your future, your past, and be present with the ever-rolling ripples of creation. No moment is ever the same as another. Begin to train yourself to embrace this and soften these rigid mental habits. All that you've ever wanted to experience is in the bubbling waters of the present moment. Stop fighting this with your thoughts about what should be, and all paths will be cleared. Clarity will spring from you, and your heart will fill with the divine essence you are born to emit in this lifetime. Just be today. See how it goes. And remember, it is all a practice. Let's go ahead and take a deep breath with me. Allow the words, the sound, the energy to sink deeply into your being. Completely open to divine spirit and what this message has for you today. Become present in your heart right now. Just be. Allowing anything to spring forth from you, to just be with it. Let's go ahead and bring on our panel. See what we have to say. Miss Yvonne and Mr. Liu, hi.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hi there.
Welcome.
Thanks, Ingrid.
I'm glad you're here.
Great to be with you. Thank you.
Wonderful. So, how do we feel about that? Let's jam a little bit. Yvonne, what comes up for you from that message?
Every time first I read it, and then I heard it right before we went on, then I heard it again. I don't feel like I've caught any but like the first 3 sentences. It's just so rich and meaty, you know? I have to keep going back. It really is one of the ones that rang my bell recently. It's probably the sermon that rang my bell the hardest.
That's yummy.
Mm-hmm.
What were we talking about backstage? Lou, spirit. I said efficient, but you have a better word for it.
Elegant.
Elegant.
Yes. I'm a Virgo. We love elegance.
I do.
I'm an
Aesthetic,
Aries. We love
romantic.
efficiency.
And then of course
Yes,
I like to make nice. So I said, spirit is elegantly efficient. Boom.
Yeah.
Everybody's
Yeah.
happy.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, everybody's happy. No, Yvonne is a beautiful bridge. Well, so I was telling Lou rather proudly that I quote him all the time. And I say, you told me spirit is efficient. And I say that all the time. And he says, elegant. I said, elegant. Are you sure? Because I gave you efficient.
Well, see, spirit was elegant.
And efficient.
It's all things. It is
Right.
all things.
It's all things. What does spirit
Yeah.
say? It's not either or, it's and.
That's
Right.
it.
Right.
That's gorgeous.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's beautiful, Ingrid. I, honestly, what's ringing in my ears, so there's a Buddhist chant, Buddhist prayer, and it's very, very simple. And it goes, gate, gate, paragate, parasamgate, bodhi swaha. And it is the gate, beyond the gate, beyond the gate, and back to Creator.
Okay, can we do a little bit? Can you say that again? And I want everybody who's listening and me and Yvonne to just close our eyes and be really present with what you're doing.
Sure.
So let's take a deep breath. Go ahead, Lou. Do that again. That's yummy.
Sure. It just, like Yvonne said, it rang inside of me. Gate, gate, paragate, parasamgate, bodhi swaha. Gate, gate, paragate, parasamgate, bodhi swaha. Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Lou. And your
Sure.
voice.
Sure.
I know.
Sure. But it's like Mons is saying there. Thank you, honey. It's a joy. Mons is saying there, and Yvonne and I are both feeling it. I'm sure everyone is. We do. We all get caught up in the dramas, and there's plenty to get caught up in these days. And figuring out what's true, what's real, who's right, who's wrong, what side am I on, blah, 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 all of that madness. And then this is spirit saying, keep coming back to the source, and that's why that I think that prayer, that chant's rung out for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love that. It's like the drama of the world. It's been so chaotic. And I touched on this a little bit when I was just talking about our mission and what we're all about is, it is about reaching through the drama of the world and coming back to grace, pulling grace back, into us, coming back to love, coming back to faith. And that's, of course, only ever found in the present moment. I get this message all the time. It's something to the effect of, God is only ever found in the present moment. And somebody called me out on it on Facebook. It's like, what are you talking about? God is everywhere. You can't limit God to the present moment. And I was like, okay, the experience of God is truly found in the present moment. It's like, fine. I look at my wording. But the message is true. The message is like the feeling of it. You get the feeling of it when you say that. It's like coming into your heart, into presence, is truly the only place I know to experience fully the divine. It's a sweet, open state of release. And I feel like we're asking to pull ourselves more and more into that place of presence and peace and be in our individual lives with our individual dramas, kind of releasing those stories. And that ripples out to the whole world, the global dramas. I mean, you can do it for the global dramas too. But to me, the feeling I got from Spirit was it's really bringing it to our personal lives today, to our individual experience rather than our collective experience. Because our individual experience is, is connected to the macro, to the collective experience. And I've always gotten the message from Spirit through this incredible transformative time on our planet that, the new earth will be brought in on the backs of the individual. It is our work. It is in our lives. It is in our dramas and coming into our presence and our sweet non-attachment and our love and our heart that the whole world is transformed. And it just getting hammered into me. What do you two feel about that?
It's funny because as you were reading the message, all I kept thinking about is how we get conditioned to not be connected to God. How we are socially conditioned to almost put that side of us aside. And I kept seeing, overhead projector with us, the soul, right there, clear, that light that's just right there. And then every single little bit of social conditioning we get, caregiver conditioning, places we have a run-in with someone, some conversations we overhear, all of that can overlay people so they can't even really understand who they are. They're just trying to be this amalgam of social things they see. And that brings them so far away from Spirit. And I think that's why your message is so relevant, especially at times like this. We really have to start peeling off those layers of conditioning to get to who we are underneath, or we're going to go crazy. It's just,
and that has never been more true than in the current energies that we are. I feel like we're coming from a time of, okay, yeah, you can get away with that. If you want to live your life so far out of alignment with your authenticity and be uncomfortable, you can do that. But anybody who's on this planet right now, the hearts are opening and the conditioning is being peeled away, which is why we have so much drama, because everybody, a lot of us, like we're all in the death throes of this old life, this old energy. So I really feel that. And I really feel that so strongly with where we're at now collectively. And that's the impact on the individual. How about you, Lou? What do you have to add to that?
Yeah, well, that's a lot. That's a lot to take on. I agree. With what's happening in the States, I've been staring at the screen all week long, and listening to people and reading articles and posting stuff and, weeping and wailing and laughing and, up and down, climbing the walls, all that. And as you say, there's things that we can control and there's things that we cannot control. And what we can control is our willingness to practice our spiritual, techniques and rituals and ceremonies and tools that ground us as you've done here with us and center us. And then, try to offer some hope, some inspiration, some different or deeper perspective, like we're all striving for right here, and say, yeah, folks, keep looking. If you're in despair, if you're hopeless, if you're frightened, if you're anxious, keep looking, keep asking, keep knowing that the help is available, keep knowing that you deserve the help, that you're worthy of the love and support that you're needing and wanting for yourself and your loved ones and the world. And as you said, God, of course, will be available to support us, but not in our panic, not in our anguish, not in our grief, not in our rage. There's no space for grace in all that intense energy. And so peace and love, is where spirit hangs out. And as you said there in the channeling, it's how do I find my way back to that? And have a foot in each world. Have a foot in the old world of the drama, and have a foot in the new earth of the answer. That there is an answer, that we will find the answer, that infinite possibilities are available to all of us, but we must believe that, and we must act from that place. That's very humbling, very humbling.
Couldn't agree more.
Yeah. Can you talk a little bit more? Something you said just kind of made me go, ooh, I want to hear more about that. Can you talk a little bit more about straddling the old paradigm and the new paradigm, the drama and the answer? What does that mean to you? I want to hear more about that.
Well, okay, sure. Let me check in with the boss here. It's like we're saying. So, all right, this is what comes to me, Ingrid. Thank you. And Yvonne, thank you for what you're sharing here as well, my dear friends. What beautiful energy you both have. It's like, thank you. Thank you. So there's a lot of death in our lives right now in a way that we never imagined we'd be experiencing. And I can see this is especially true in the States. It's not nearly that intense over here in Ireland right now. But it's been like that in Europe and in the UK, et cetera, as well. So it's, being aware of what I need to do to take care of myself physically, financially, emotionally, all of those things, boundaries, what I can offer, and all of that. And then being able to be the visionary, like we're striving to here, all of us and everyone who would listen to Bhava and be a part of this journey here with us, blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall inherit the earth. The meek shall inherit the earth. So it's not to be trampled upon. It's to be, I don't know, but let's find out. I don't know, but I'm willing to believe it's possible. And what I will say is that I do hear a lot of visionary people coming forward about creating the kind of world that we all truly want to live in. And really having, at this point, like nothing to stop us, nothing to hold us back, and that's very freeing in the midst of all this chaos. There's a lot of rebirth and a lot of new ideas that are happening. So that's what I hold on to is, I strive to be a source of inspiration for myself and others, and to find those moments like this where I get lifted up.
Beautiful. Thank you for that. Yvonne, I'd love your take on straddling these energies.
Oh, man. Well, I'm feeling, never better. I'm going through a bunch of health issues, but I believe that control is an illusion. I believe that we don't have what we call as control, and we try and put things into tiny boxes, go to the container store and try and put all our stuff in tiny boxes so they all fit up in the closet, and then everything comes crashing down because there's an earthquake. No control. It's an illusion.
Okay, we've got that sorted. Are we all clear? No control.
No control. You have the illusion of control. But what I see of the straddling, I'm going to give you how I am with trying to make it visual. I have this print that's probably from the 1800s. And it's got a bride and a groom and a young woman, and the bride is turning her head away crying. And there's another woman standing there. It's called the peacemaker.
Huh.
Now, for the longest time, I saw myself as the bride. Over the last 6 months, I realized I've never been the bride. I've always been the peacemaker. That to me is one of the big control illusions. So I stepped out of that whole illusion of who I was and into who I am, which is the peacemaker, the bringer. And I think that's kind of what we have to do. Yeah. To stop sitting on the middle of that seesaw, not letting, I don't want to go that far. Ooh, that's the other way. It's too uncomfortable for me. Just sit quietly in the middle of the energies.
Yes.
And try and let you peel off those layers of conditioning to get comfortable with who you are in the middle of that. I talk a lot about doing the dance of 7 veils to remove those illusions of who you are. Strip yourself naked and connect with God.
Yeah.
And I think we're really called to do that, especially now. And to be that peacemaker for people who are struggling, because some people can't get they can't wrap their head comfortably around what's going on. It feels so dire. My parents the other day were really upset about the political climate. And they said, aren't you upset about it? No. Why? Should I be? And they said, well, this might happen and that might happen. And all I could say to them is, and how will my emotional attachment to that, how is that going to benefit me?
Good question.
Mm-hmm.
Be of help. Be of help. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So I can spend my money wisely, but other than that, there's really not any reason for me to put my energy into that.
Yeah.
So I canceled my subscription to the Times.
Yes, girl. I love
and I'm just working with people who I love, who I can be of benefit to, who I can be the peacemaker for their hearts, for their illusion. I can help them do the dance of the 7 veils. I'm going to have to go find 7 scarves and dance today.
And then film it, please. We got to. That sounds beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
Really, I love what you're saying. I mean, you just created this rich tapestry for a whole new angle for what we're talking about today, coming into presence, being the peacemaker, letting go of our mental attachments to what is happening or what should be happening, and just doing the unveiling the conditioning. That's beautiful. Thank you. You were shining. Opie, I saw your heart just go woo as you were talking to me. This is what you're born for, babe. This is so great. But it's just feels,
it's what I love.
Yeah, it feels really good. Thank you for that. Yeah, straddling these two energies. I always say, you've heard me say this again and again, we are the bridge. Me and you, born in an old paradigm and then moving into a new one. It's a completely new energy. We never really fit in the old one because we're always here to help usher in the new paradigm, but we don't really fit in the new paradigm either. We're not made for either. So we are the bridge. And this is why it's so important for us to show up and be that bridge, straddle these two energies, like you said, Lou. That's why I loved it when you said that. I mean, we are doing the healing work, stripping away those layers of conditioning, learning how to become present, learning how to move through the drama, learning how to be with God, because it's our children, it's the younger generation that's going to come walk across our backs and take us home and bring this new earth in. Such an important role, but also a very challenging role. We spend much of our time in limbo, I feel. Spiritual limbo, kind of like that seesaw analogy was really good. Too far this way doesn't work, too far this way doesn't work, standing in the middle, holding that balance. But to hold your balance, you gotta have a strong core, and you have to strengthen that core, and you have to exercise, and you gotta do your sit-ups, and you gotta do and then you get tired and you relax and you get a little lazy, and then you're off on one side again. But we are doing that work. It's like we're taking the machete in the jungle and cutting away the debris to create the path. And then the next generation is going to come and have an easy time moving through. It's an incredible time to be alive. It's an incredible job that we're doing. And we are straddling two paradigms. We're straddling two paradigms time-wise. But us people who were born in the old paradigm are going to be doing that for the rest of our lives. Even as the children born after 2020, in 2020 and after 2020 is what I'm feeling. Even as those children truly embody this new earth energy is what I'm feeling. They're really going to embody it. And they're going to know how to work with it more effectively because we are crashing around, figuring it out and helping to guide them in a way that our children have never been guided before. So thank you for bringing that up, for saying that, Lou, and sparking that little side discussion. That feels really powerful to me.
Sure, honey, sure. And can I just say, that was gorgeous. Healing, of course. I mean, this is a planetary healing crisis. And
Yes.
we continue with the election and its impact on the world, and the virus and its impact on the world. We're in this time out of time right now, where everything is suspended. Normalcy is hanging on, at the edges, but there's a lot of chaos and uncertainty. And as we know, from all of us as healers and our own healing journey, that's when stuff comes up that couldn't come up otherwise. I mean, it's often at the end of someone's life, or the end of a relationship, or the end of a job, or the end of whatever the chapter is, that we finally have the courage, and we're undefended enough to let go of whatever we've been denying or holding on to or arguing for. And that's when the deepest healing really can take place. I mean, it's kind of, I did a channeling last night, and these two mutually exclusive realities. With the virus, it's either the plague, or it's a hoax, or it's a conspiracy, take your pick, or it's all three. Trump and Biden's the devil, Trump's the devil, take your pick, or it's something else. Either way, it's like, what is our ability to find our own personal relationship to what we believe is true, when everyone else is believing something that doesn't feel true to us, or a lot of people are believing something that doesn't feel true to us. We've never really been in this experiment before, where it's so intense and it's so confrontational. And there's, like you said earlier, Ingrid, there's very little space for people to be neutral, and there's such a great need for people to have some space in themselves and in our lives for neutrality, for objectivity, for grace. It's a thing. It's like being in a birth or a death. We're really in the middle of a birth and a death, and we're being asked to be the doulas and the midwives and the caregivers.
Your doulas, I love it.
As a former doula, I think it's time to give this baby some Pitocin so it will get out quicker. I'd like to
make this happen.
Okay. Control, dear.
Kind of expanding on what you just said, Lou, which I just love. And that's the power. That's the message today. Is it's about coming back to presence and being in just what is, and getting really comfortable with I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like we're entering. So here's something that came to me, this really cool visual. Old paradigm looked like this, up and down, straightforward, right? This new energy, it's like this.
Yeah.
And so because we are so uncomfortable with this, I mean, feel into that. What does this feel like? It's a constant flowering, and constant new flowering is what it looks like to me. So we're in this new paradigm, and the people who, people who aren't aware perhaps of this new energy, consciously aware, or even people who are consciously aware but aren't heart aware. I think sometimes we can be consciously aware of something and not really connect it with our hearts. And that happens as well.
All
when
the
we're
time.
Head.
All
this,
the time.
This is what's causing this incredible division and this insistence on black and white, either or. Is because we've actually entered an energy that is feeling more like this. It doesn't want to be scheduled. It doesn't want to be linear. It doesn't want to have a direction. It wants to have an expansion. And that's a really new and uncomfortable energy for the whole planet. It's for us too. I definitely find myself really wanting to slip into this or that and get like, oh, this is the way it should be. And Spirit is saying, just be present. And when we're able to do that, I think Spirit talked about like a morphing, the way that the creation morphs. And that's kind of what this feels like. It's an ever expansion. Everything changes all the time. And you get to kind of ride that when you can let go of this either or, when you can retreat from the drama of your life, the drama of the world, the drama of Trump, the drama of Biden, the drama of everything, and just let it unfold, get comfortable with I don't know. And then you're going to feel the direction that's right for you right now. And that may change in the next moment. And it's all good. You don't have to be married to anything.
Well, yes, beautiful. I mean, that we trust ourselves, my friends. That's what I want to say.
Be present so you can trust yourself.
Yeah, I think that's the place of peace.
Yeah.
When you feel you can trust yourself.
Yes, absolutely. And you can't trust yourself unless you're in full acceptance of what is in this moment. And that doesn't mean you have to be okay with what is. That doesn't mean that you are just like, there's nothing I can do about it. No, it is full radical acceptance of this moment as up right here. And then everything blooms from that place. Everything shifts from that place.
It's amazing how when you get into that place, how few of the things that many of us are conditioned to think matter actually do matter. Especially, here I am, I'm pushing 60 and I love all my things. Mm-hmm. And now this detachment has just, I don't need this. I don't need that. I'm asking my daughter if she wants to take anything from my house because I don't need it anymore. I feel so full with spirit. And there's so much work to be done. The things actually feel like they get in the way. Mm-hmm. And I think we're coming from that scarcity mentality where we need to have, store. Oh my God, so much. And finally realizing, A, we don't have any control because pandemic, hoax, whatever you want to call it, is happening. And B, what's really ours? And what's what we've told we should have? I mean, for a decade, all women supposed to have big bums and, tiny waists.
Right.
That's
I didn't get that memo.
You didn't watch the Kardashians?
No.
Right.
No, thank God. See, I'm safe in Ireland. Thank you.
Thank
Jesus.
goodness. As quickly as that was infused into us, that social, norm, not norm, we started seeing things pop up on media. I remember you telling me, Ingrid, you're telling me that media was going to be used for benevolence coming forward. And now we're seeing, thank you, technology. We're seeing a lot of therapists come up and change the way therapy is done and open up tools on the internet. Never has it been a better time to be not fitting into the previous social construct. There's never been a better time for people to step out of the illusion of who they think they should be and into their authenticity, let their freak flag fly. And that is part of the reason why I think this next generation being born is going to be so gorgeous. We've seen how much we have to come together. We've seen how different the world can be, just like that. And if we really take our conditioning off and step into that place of compassion, not just for ourselves, but for the person sitting next to us, we have no idea what's going on in their life.
Yeah.
None. So having that compassion, regardless of what they believe, regardless of what they think.
Yes.
I think that really wraps us in our own authenticity and keeps us seeing clearly instead of with that overlay lens, of other people's opinions and our former idea of who we should be.
Beautiful.
Yes, beautiful.
Yeah,
and it's all a practice.
Absolutely. Every day.
Yeah.
Every day.
Nobody's perfect. Nobody gets it right every time. There maybe isn't a right. It's always practice.
Yep.
And do your practice because you want to be in alignment, in living in partnership with spirit.
Absolutely.
Thank you. And can I just add, this is why we're here because, Ingrid, with Bhava and all of this that you do and that we're all a part of here is to invite people to trust themselves at the deepest levels and to, work with Bhava and other resources that are available to help people take the next step on being of loving service to your higher self, your soul, your spirit. So you're not trapped in your ego, your mind, your pain, your past, your fears, et cetera, et cetera. So there's a great opportunity for everyone to take the next step, in this work and at this time.
Beautiful.
I agree.
Beautiful. Thank you. We have a comment that popped up from Renee, who's one of our newest Bhava babes, and this is so good. Y'all are gonna love this. Listen to this. Radical gratitude in giving thanks in the most unorthodox of ways for this extraordinary life via our ordinary life. Right? Oh, let's
go, Renee.
I know, I'm gonna read it again. Radical gratitude in giving thanks in the most unorthodox of ways for this extraordinary life via our ordinary life. Oh.
Okay, this is the best part of the job. This is the best part of the work we do, is watching people step out of their conditioning and step up into their higher power. It's just so juicy. I tear up almost every time.
The expansion, radical.
I can't handle it. I can't.
Oh man! And all it takes is showing up. all it takes is showing up for yourself and having a community to support that showing up.
Absolutely.
Best thing ever. One of my Facebook memories popped up. It said something to the effect of, "I love my Bhava community," and I'm like, "That's so true." That's the most amazing thing ever.
Well, yeah, and my friends, it's because Ingrid, you and everyone here really creates a vibration of total acceptance.
Yes.
And sure, my pleasure. Thank you. And that's safety, love, and support. As Yvonne is having a happy cry over the shift one more time. I love that, Yvonne. You're a joy, sweetheart. It's the freedom to be really real at a deeper level. And like we're saying, there is a new man and woman and child being born in the fires of the Phoenix fires of everything that's being destroyed right now.
Yes. Yes, absolutely.
I love how you said that. That's exactly what I'm observing with my daughter.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
She just burned, just completely burned. And she's not only risen, she's coming up as a leader. She's 28 years old.
Beautiful.
And she's amazing.
Right.
I can't wait to see what she brings into this world.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
That's brilliant. I'm excited to hear more about that as well. That's wonderful. Yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah. We talk about our ministry is the focus is living in partnership with spirit. And really what that means when you boil that down is living in authenticity. Yes. And that brings you straight into partnership with spirit. It is about, like you said, Yvonne, peeling away those layers of conditioning and letting your heart be free to be what it is, to emit whatever divine essence is most right for you out of the world. That is everything. And it's so simple. It's such a simple life. It's not hard, but it does take a fierce commitment and vigilance. You have to keep doing it. It's not a done.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it takes absolutely. And it takes, doesn't it, a willingness to be unsatisfied a lot, and not complacent. It's like we don't always have to agree, and God, we hope we don't all agree. But it's part of what I am passionate about is people having the right, me and everyone else, to express an opinion and be heard, and not be censored and not be shut down and not have people tell me a dozen reasons why I'm wrong every time I open my mouth. There's quite a lot of that happening in the world right now. Sadly, truth has become a very fragile and vulnerable thing. And like we're saying, as healers and artists and mothers and teachers and lovers and all that we get to be in the world, we know these magical moments happen when people are not intimidated, dominated, bullied, pressured, harassed. There has to be that space of trusting, accepting, compassion, as you said, Yvonne, kindness, mercy, generosity, love in every form. And we may shout that from the rooftops, or we may just carry that in our hearts when we're going through the day. But it's definitely the case, that the world desperately and deeply needs us to be as clear and as clean as we can every day at this point.
Yes, thank you for that.
Yes.
And something just pinged me. That's Yvonne's word that I stole, by the way, her phrase. I'm like, I got
pinged you.
When you were talking, we are living in such a divided, in such division, such either or. It's got an opinion. The thing that we're experiencing is a surge of information that's all different, all kinds of different kinds of information. And so here's the gift in this, though. We can no longer make decisions from our mind. There's too much to sift through. There's too much coming in. We have to sink from our head into our body and feel the truth of it and respond from there.
Amen. That's right. Be very discerning with all your body and your heart and every bit of radar that you have. Be very intuitive and discerning.
Yeah. The mind is not a good leader. It's a great executor. It's a wonderful filing system, Somebody else said it better than me, but
well, it's a terrible master, but a wonderful servant.
thank you. That is I go, you have to lead from your gut, lead from your heart.
Right.
Like what I get is like, feel the truth in your gut, feel the direction in your heart, execute from your mind.
Yeah. And can I just say also, we all know we're breathing consciously, we're grounding, we're working with light, we're working with intentionality, we're working with tuning into Mother Earth and our guides and spirit. And, right now, this is still, often considered esoteric or whatever, but, it really is the grounding for living in these higher vibrations and into moving into these higher dimensions where you need to know how to have dominion over your own personal experience and how to be discerning and how to generate the kind of energies and the kind of experiences that you want to draw to you.
Yes.
Beautiful. To not be passive leaf in the wind in that way, but to go, no, this is where I'm going. This is what I want. This is what I believe in. This is what I'm committed to. And then let it go. Then give yourself to the universe.
There is a letting go in there. There's always a letting go.
Yes.
We have another comment that's really beautiful from Paulina, who's another one of our Bhava babes. She's one of our newer ones. Oh man, I just love this.
I know, she's so sparkly.
She said, beautiful message, resonated deeply. I keep feeling pulled towards reconciling drama from my past as if it will help me make sense of current chaotic energy and expansion. But Spirit is so right. The peace we seek is in the present, in stillness. I need to get out of the way, trust myself, and trust in the efficiency and elegance of Spirit. Yvonne combined all that for us, Lou.
That was smooth, Paulina.
Look
that
at
was
that.
very, very nice. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, our mind is going to want to hook in with whatever's not here, because here is where the expansion occurs. Here is where we step into our full power. Here is where we step into the fullness of ourselves. Yeah. And so the mind, because it's afraid of that, because it's afraid of expansion, it's afraid of you getting too big for your britches and putting a big target on your back, because it's ultimately a protective mechanism. It's going to want to pull you out of the present moment. It's going to want to pull you into the past or pull you into the future. Some people are more past associated and others are more future associated. I'm the future tripper. All right. So like, that's where I tend to go.
Sure.
But bringing it back into the moment, that's where the elegance and efficiency of Spirit lives. Yes.
Sure. Well, let me lay my favorite quote on you from my guides, which is, the heart knows what the mind struggles to believe.
Yes. The heart knows, the mind struggles to believe. Thank you, honey.
Right. So being devotional, as we all are, having a spiritual practice and supporting each other and supporting others to learn to listen to, trust, and follow our loving inner guidance, that creates a space for grace that then allows us to get filled with that energy. And then when we come back into our lives, it's easier to keep that golden thread of interconnectedness and inner direction. And not be lost in these winds of change out in the world, and not get sucked into the dramas. And then when things do happen, and they are happening for all of us every day, you have somewhere to process it. You have some way to work with it, to transmute it, to requalify the energy is the phrase.
Yeah. I've got another comment I want to throw up here, because I definitely want to.
Well, Paulina was lovely. That was really sparkly. There's a young one who knows her mind. Yeah.
Oh man, she's amazing.
She's great. So Renee says, and I'm going to close off with this one, because I feel like this feels like a really good closing point. She says, we need to learn how to and master getting out of our own way. So Renee, I'm going to remind you, and I'm going to remind everyone else. And I pulled this up here because I think a lot of us fall into this. And it was something I was just speaking with a student about earlier this morning too. We need to get out of the idea that we have to get it right, that we have to master it. It is always a practice, my love. We are learning how to get out of our own way by learning how to come into presence. Sometimes we're going to be able to do it for 30 seconds at a time. Sometimes we're going to spend like a whole day there. That'll be bliss. But when you're in the body, when you're in this human experience, you are here for the whole spectrum of the human experience, and everything is a practice. And you're not here to be perfect. You're here to be growing in all kinds of fun in different directions. And it's a spiral, and you go in and you go out, and there you go. See, we're doing the dance. We're doing the dance. We can master getting out of our own way, maybe, but I wouldn't make it a goal. I would say, show up in commitment to your practice, show up in commitment to spirit, to living in partnership with spirit. All we ever have to do is commit, and then doors will be opened for us. Commitment is the hardest part. And Renee, you've committed.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody who's watching today, I believe, has committed, or you wouldn't be here. You wouldn't be drawn to this broadcast. You wouldn't be drawn to this message as it's for you. And spirit is just reminding us to keep practicing, to notice when our mind pulls us into stories, when our mind pulls us out of the present moment, and bring yourself back into your heart with radical gratitude, like you were talking about, Renee. That was gorgeous. Radical gratitude, radical self-love. Allow yourself to ease into what is, accept it completely, and then whoosh, expansion. Would anybody have anything to add to this?
Go ahead.
I do.
Yeah.
So one of the things that I made a goal a couple of years ago was, instead of looking for someone else to tell me the truth, I decided to become a better elder, a wiser elder, to undo my conditioning, to undo what I was taught and be a wise elder. And I think that's kind of, to me, that's a good future tripping thing to do. How can I show up in authenticity and be of use, not only service to God, but be of use to the people around me and in my community? And I think we can do that by cultivating that wise elder. And I understand the desire to master everything.
Me too.
But I think we want to master that when we get out of the body. That's, because it's fun being messy here. And we learn a lot from being messy.
The desire for perfection is another way the ego pulls you out of your present experience.
Yes.
And we all do it.
Yeah, the illusion of perfection.
Yes.
The illusion of perfection.
Absolutely. I mean, there's no such thing.
Right. Seek love. That's all the perfection you'll ever need.
Yeah. Seek love.
I'm sorry, just thinking about the day that I met Ingrid. And I was on one of my usual curiosity tourism. I'm going to go to this neighborhood and walk around and just see where my curiosity leads me. And seek love. And when I met her and spoke to her, there was just like angels around her. It was just this pure knowing that there was no artifice. And I'm really good at detecting that, but I doubt myself. And that day when I came in front of her, it was just pure love. And that to me is not only, thank you. It's kind of a goal. It's an aspiration to walk around and be in that integrity, and be in that self-love, and just share that with people around you.
Yeah, honey. Yeah, beautiful. Yeah. Well, you're doing a fine job. If my opinion's worth anything to you.
Thank you.
Yeah, sweetheart. Bless you.
I just show up and say, God, guide me. I try and remember that every day, every morning. Say, guide me. Just place me where you need me today. And then go about and be curious. It's in the moment. Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, how do we feel, loves? Oh, I'm sorry.
No, I'll leave you with this. Ram Dass, who says, it's very simple. You do and you be and you do be do.
I love it.
Dude. Like, simple. Awesome. Well, I feel, does this feel complete?
Sure. Sure.
Really good.
Lovely.
Yeah. I am so grateful for you coming on and sharing your wisdom and being a part of this virtual sacred circle. And I'm so grateful to all of you who stayed with us and heard the message and chimed in on the message. And even if you didn't chime in on the message, I'm really grateful for you being a part of this. Your energy matters. It helps create. Yes. It really, it makes this complete. So thank you. Thank you. I want to make a couple of announcements before we close out completely. The first of which is thank you. And this has been valuable to you. Please give our video a like, a love, a share with your friends who you feel like this would be valuable. And if you're watching on our YouTube channel, or if you're watching on Facebook, you should be aware that we have a YouTube channel. You can go subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's just search for Bhava Spiritual Mission on YouTube, where it's a baby YouTube channel, and we're trying to build it up. So that is just, so if you, the more you are able to bring us out, share us out, if this is valuable to you, the farther we can do, the better we can do our work. If you found this particularly valuable and you're, ooh, what's that? Ooh, emerging. Thank you.
Welcome.
Yummy. If you found this particularly valuable, we are legally structured as a church, and we do accept donations to keep this work moving on. Everything that we do, things have hard costs and there's time and stuff involved, and we are committed like mofos to doing this work. But your donation will really help us continue move it forward. If you follow that link, it's also in the description on the video. You can make a one-time donation, or you can set up a recurring monthly donation. It would be super, super so appreciated. If you're interested in joining our mission, you've heard me and Yvonne and Liu talk about our community and what we're all about. If that, just like Yvonne says, rings your bell, go ahead and send me an email or message the page that you're watching this video on. I'd be more than happy to chat with you further about our community and see if this feels like a good fit for you. Our goal is to build community and support each other, but this is also very much sort of like a mission-focused organization. This is for people who really feel that they are here to live in partnership with Spirit and in some way, in some capacity, bring that out into the world and be of divine service. If that feels like you, I'd love to talk to you and see if this feels like a good fit for you. And then finally, we have a new program that we implemented. It's called our Bhava Sitters program. So part of our community, part of our classes are intuition development classes. Those happen on Wednesdays, 10 a.m. Pacific time and 5 p.m. Pacific time. And we are opening it up to people who want to join that class and get readings and healings from our students who are practicing connecting to Spirit through the modalities of psychic intuition and mediumship. And it's only $25 to join the class and get a kick-ass reading from a kick-ass Bhava babe. They are really good, right, Yvonne?
Oh my goodness. I've had many, many readings by many readers, and I have to tell you, some of our students are just blow my mind.
Beautiful.
Blow my mind.
Right?
Yeah.
Mind blowing.
And I blow my own mind sometimes. Thank you, Ingrid.
Yes. Heck yeah. So we're just blowing minds all over the place. But that's what we're supposed to do. We're getting the mind out of the way, right? Might as well blow it up. I mean, that's pretty efficient.
Yep.
That works. That'll work.
Maybe.
That'll do it.
That'll do it. So thank you all so very much again. I so appreciate this. Appreciate it so much. Any of those announcements that I talked about, you can find more information on the video description. And of course, feel free to email this page if you have any questions at all, or email me, whatever.
Brilliant.
Okay.
Thank you, Ingrid.
For me. Right. Thank you so much. I love you both, Matt. I love you both, Matt.
Yeah.
Thanks, Yvonne. Thanks, Ingrid.
Thank you. Good pleasure.
Peace.
Bye. Okay, listen to
now.
Means Love on our way out.
Okay.
Bye, all.
Bye.
Bhava means love. It's what we use to rise above the illusions of life are overcome by our life. Bhava means love. Spirits are awake again. When we all leave here today, we get to feel more enlightened. Yeah. Bhava means love. It's what we use to rise above the illusions of life. We overcome with our light. Bhava means love. Our love is Bhava. Our love is Bhava.